Sadiq Khan is turning London into a Chinese-style surveillance prison. But is anybody going to do anything about it? Hello, beautiful people and freedom fighters. We are back. Another day and another set of videos. Every half an hour, I'm going to come to you guys with all the news updates. But first, let's talk about the Mayor of London, the king of the authoritarian woke stars. Yes, Sadiq Khan. He loves his virtue signaling. He loves his unicorns and rainbows and ice creams and all the nonsensical stuff that the lefties focus on these days. But I don't really care about his virtue signaling. I care about his policies. I care about the fact that he's turned into a parrot and he's just repeating the same lines as the authoritarians from across the world, including Beijing, the Communist Party of China in Beijing, who decided to completely turn the country into a surveillance hub and zone with all the CCTV and cameras everywhere and the social credit system and everything else, checking people's data. Well, London, in the name of health and safety and public health and regulations, Sadiq Khan has decided to add even more cameras to the city, not only because of that, but mainly because he's decided to turn parts of London into a low emission zone so that you don't really bring your old school cars, diesel and everything else there. So these ultra low emission zones, or ULEZ, whatever it is, at all times. That's one of the signs, by the way. So if you just drive through those areas, the cameras will capture you. They will get all your details, and you'll have to pay a fine. This is the London that used to rule the waves. Westminster created the empire and everything else, and we created the modern free markets and modern democracy and modern social liberties, and the justice system and everything else came from this country. Yet, we managed to elect Sadiq Khan to ruin this city. And again, not just this city, it's not really just about London. It's a collection of these the politicians, these cowards who are ruining the country and the West in general. Now, there is a bit of opposition right now against this. The co-leader of the Green Party, Sean Barry, has come out to say that I've been telling the mayor since in 2019 that sharing this data with the police is wrong and that Londoners must have their say in any decision. With so many awful revelations bringing trust and confidence in our police to an all-time low, Londoners should have been asked if they would trust them with this massive database about their daily movement. That is an absolutely spot-on point. I hate to agree with the Green Party. I hate to agree with Ms. Berry, but she is spot on. And there is a thing about there's aspects of the Liberal Democrats and the Green Party. They still have a bit of libertarianism when it comes to certain issues. Tiny bit of issues, not all issues, obviously, but they're still more pro-freedom than the Labour Party or the Tory Party. It's sad, I know you're shaking your head. It's sad, absolutely embarrassing that we're living in this situation. But the spokesman for the Mayor of London has come out to say that modern technology has a vital role to play in protecting Londoners and tackling serious crime. The use of traffic cameras for ANPR has been in place since 2015 after being introduced by the previous mayor. We are considering the letter and will respond in due course. That was the letter sent by Ms. Berry. So, let me get this straight. On the one hand, you're proud of it. You say, this is a good technology. So, we're doing it anyway. Taking credit for it. And then second sentence, you say, it wasn't our fault. Boris Johnson started it. So, wait. Are you blaming him or are you taking credit? You have to pick one. But the problem I have is this news story. It's been in some of the newspapers, not all of them. And I'm still waiting to see a proper debate on one of the TV channels. Just one debate, proper debate. Get the Mayor of London to address it live on TV. Do a press conference. I want to know what's going on here. Because there is going to be a legal challenge, which is good. This legal challenge against the Met. The Met that's going to have the access to these cameras. The permission has been given by the Mayor of London and his office. And this challenge, we will keep you guys posted because the process is going to take some time anyway. But we're going to have to do it because a lot of people won't know. Even if you live in Scotland or Wales or Yorkshire, wherever you are, It does matter, because if it starts here, it's going to spread like a virus. I can assure you, it's going to come to you next in Leeds. Or, well, definitely Scotland. You know Nicola Sturgeon, she's a nutter. So, I mean, when it comes to being a control freak, it's not a personal insult, it's an ideological insult. They're all nutters ideologically. But it is what it is. And we have to, when I talk about, this is the time for shameless plug on the channel, by the way, when it comes to our new merchandise, our new movement, Build Back Britain. Every time I talk about it, it's because of these things. You have to start from home. You have to sort out your own issues, because otherwise, if it starts from one place, an idiotic authoritarian idea, it will spread like a virus. You know, when you have the global lobby groups like the WF and all these other guys, when they find a policy that started in France, for example, and they say, well, it's actually working quite well for the state, then they share it in a group email, hypothetically, metaphorically, and they send it around, say, Joe Biden, look what they're doing in France. Repeat the same thing. And it just gets repeated and repeated. So we have to build back Britain against WF's Build Back Better. So get your merchandise. The link is in the description. And we're going to have updates for you guys when it comes to the upcoming nationwide tour around the country. Again, it's going to be called Build Back Britain. And we're going to have so many good ideas. It's going to be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, in the words of Donald Trump. I'm going to come back in half an hour. I'm going to take a quick break and tell you about Liz Truss and her new cabinet. Subscribe to the channel. And my TC and we are the media.